Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Virgo. We have the Nine of Cups. And I'm laughing because I was just thinking, Lenore, be nice today. I maybe feel like I was kind of maybe not very thoughtful yesterday when I was doing my readings. I maybe was a little bit rude, I guess. I don't know. I'm the Cancer Gemini reading. I can't remember which one exactly. But yes, I'll be nice. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be honest, though. I will be honest. We are Virgos after all, right? So here you are. Here I am. You have clicked on this reading. It is now activated. This is a timeless reading. It applies to your life whenever you've watched this. It could be, 2028 and you're watching this now. It then is activated. I am recording on October 6th, 2025, and this will come out on October 7th, 2025. I just want to say those dates so you know when this thing was made, okay? All right, so we have that Nine of Cups energy. It's all about that happiness pouring into our life, everything we ever wanted, ever dreamed of. Seems to be manifesting in our life. I don't know if that's the case always, though. The thing about life, the thing about reality is it's so much about our perception. Now, if you win the big thing, if you work really hard and you get the big house and all of that, yeah, that might be the case. That might be why you are so happy. But so often what we really learn on these journeys is that maybe it's not about the big house. Maybe it's not about, getting all the things. It's about, and I know it's so cliche, I cringe at myself saying it, it is about the journey. And even more so than just saying it's just about the journey. It's about the little nuanced things that happen, the things that happen in those subtle, forgettable moments. These are the things that come together to really compile the wholeness of our life. And so, this is always a reminder to me that, yeah, things are going pretty dang good. Yeah, I'm reaching the goals and I'm getting the things. But what is more important is that I remember to embrace those moments that seem mundane, inconsequential. I look out into the sky and I see, some, we have a lot of heron around here and cranes and a family of red-tailed hawks, or there's three eagles. Two of them are the parents, they're bald eagles. And then there's one younger one. And sometimes I forget, but I'm reminded very, very quickly that the beauty of my life, the glory of my life, is in those little fine details. Standing at the window, looking up in the sky. Look at that. There's a bird out there. There's a beautiful bird out there. There is maybe even like a novel bird. You've never seen it before. So, these are the things. And this is what the card reminds me of. Now, I want to say thank you again for clicking on the reading. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, it does help the channel. And we're going to get started. Okay, so we have, it seems, the number 950. You can see that right here. 950. Now we do have a face right here. You can see the eye, the nose, the mouth. It does seem, it appears to be maybe an older person, maybe masculine. I feel like this is somebody who has often been quite unfriendly, maybe not like overtly towards you, but I think in general a pretty kind of grumpy type of person, right? So I also see we have a person wearing a hat right here. You can see here's the little hat. Okay, and it is, I feel, the same person here. It seems to me, and I think that this has gone on for a while, it seems to me that this is somebody who is watching you. I don't know if it is like in a creepy stalker kind of way. It could be. It might be that you work in customer service of some kind, or you're in a position where you are, experiencing customers in some facet, maybe not directly. But I do feel like this is somebody who maybe comes into your place of work, or maybe like they belong to the same church or mosque or temple as you. Maybe the same, they go to the same coffee shop or the same gym or, whatever. You see them, you maybe don't know them, but you would say, yeah, I've seen that guy a million times, right? And maybe usually you don't even think twice about it. But here's the deal is that I think you're becoming quite aware that this person has taken notice of you. Okay, and now we have the snail up here. It seems like it has gone on for a while. It's gone slow, right? It's been something that maybe was so slow that you really just never noticed. And I don't necessarily think that this is a nefarious person, but I do feel like this is a person that is a people watcher, but they could even be something like a PI, work for an insurance company, something like this. Some kind of investigator. Now, it could just be that they fancy themselves as an investigator, and that's what I'm picking up on. But I do feel like as you begin to really notice that this person is, I don't know, like sitting in, now I used to be a waitress, so you meet all kinds of people waiting tables. But, there's always that really creepy feeling, like when you're working and you notice like a customer, like, I don't know, takes a picture of you or something like that. And I feel like this is a situation where if you do feel like somebody is, watching you, stalking, whatever, I would definitely let people know. Document and let people know. Okay, safety always first. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad person or they're harmful, but you never know with people. You just never know. So better safe than having to deal with the repercussions of just ignoring it. Okay, so now we have, it looks like the Empress and the child right here. Here's the child. You can see the head. Here's the body. Now, here's the head of the Empress, and she is seated, enthroned. In front, it looks like we have maybe the high priest. And then we have a crab. We have the number 36. Now, I feel that you have been playing a variety of roles lately. One being caretaker, but also leader, okay? The other being the inner child, who you have been letting kind of have their way more than maybe you used to. I have noticed a lot of Virgos doing inner child work. I don't know what's going on with us Virgos, and I'm also a Virgo, by the way. But there is this real, I think, push towards healing ourselves, figuring things out for ourselves. I feel that a lot of us, because we are so acutely aware, especially within Malkuth or the physical world, we can't help but notice things are changing very quickly. Not just like, oh, I'm seeing it on the news, so, the world is changing, but where I live, it's staying the same. I don't even notice a difference. It doesn't feel like that, at least not to me. And I live in the middle of nowhere, where a lot of times the things that affect, more populated areas, it takes a while to get out here. I mean, sometimes years. Like, it's a time warp, if I'm being honest. I feel like it's like 2015 over here. When I moved to the Midwest, it was like 20 years behind. Now, not so much, but there definitely is a sense of urgency, I have to say. And I think this is why I just have been so much more direct in my readings. And sometimes, I do get angry. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to take that out on anybody. But my goodness, the world is just, it's hard to kind of wrap your head around, right? The work has been intense lately. And I mean, well, the work I do here, but my personal religious spiritual, I don't even know what to call it anymore. The work. I just call it the work because it really is a composite of so many things. But I do feel so strongly, and especially with the mother in Empress position archetype, the young child, right? And like I said, not just Virgos though, other earth signs, definitely. Taurus, I've seen a lot of that too. This sense of realizing, we got to go through those root issues from our childhood, right? Just like everybody else does. But in the focusing on that kind of therapeutic work and healing, I feel that you have really created a bond with the inner child, with you, right, as the inner child. And it hasn't been easy because that inner child has been really, really upset, ignored, not heard, forgotten for long periods of time. And so you have been faced with this kind of really snotty little brat, right? Which, listen, Virgo, I love you and I love myself, but we're kind of bratty sometimes, aren't we? And so I do feel that this raising of self that you are doing, or re-raising yourself, I guess, it really is one of the most special, devoted gifts that you can give yourself. And so I see you also, as you have done this work, as you are opening, you are opening and opening, there is a sense of coming into a belief, a system, or maybe you've been in it, and this growth within the child archetype has allowed you access to something that you feel very, very attached to immediately. So for like me, when I'm doing magical work, which is always really, when I encounter something that I know that is going to kind of shift the path or curve maybe the lane a little bit, I mean, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I can share with you one of my recent ones is, so I've been working under the number 9 for quite a few years. And recently, in this last shift I had when I turned 40, around there, it wasn't right then, but around there, it was revealed to me to move into 7. Now, this doesn't mean anything. It sounds silly. I mean, if I heard somebody talking about it, like, oh, cool, you went from 9 to 7, neat. And you know, it does. It is a placeholder for a lot of things, or it is a symbol. It is attached to a lot of different concepts. But yeah, it like gave me again this new lifeblood to really devote myself more deeply even to the work that I'm doing currently. And so I feel like for you, you're stepping into something that's really going to kind of shift your paradigm, right? And so I see you in a place of a lot of study, research, forming kind of your own version of whatever it is that you are studying, right? Us as Virgos, like, we don't just go right out the book, do we? That's why baking is hard for me, because I'm a freestyle it kind of girl most of the time, and that's hard. It's hard to measure the things. I don't know why. It's not like I don't know how. I just think, like, really, I gotta measure it? I mean, come on. And whenever I don't, my stuff doesn't turn out. And I know that. Yet here we are, right? Here we are. But I do feel like in this time, there seems to be a sense of maybe allowing yourself to be in the more prescribed path right now, or I guess following the first initiatory directions, right? I do feel like you are somebody who is well seasoned in your work. This isn't like you just now, like, you know, read your weird old uncle's what is it? Behold of a Pale Horse, right? William Cooper. Which isn't the occult or religion at all. It's conspiracy. But a lot of us started in that area, right? And so you've been around. But this is like a new deal. This is a new deal for you. And I feel you very excited, devoted. Now, a sacred number for us is going to be a 4. Okay, now we have the 3, 6, and the 4. The 4 is standing alone. Okay, it is also the crab. Oh, it is also the crab. So it could be a Cancer person. I am married to a Cancer. Shout out to my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul. He's amazing. Go check him out. This looks like it says literally, like, you have to be older to remember this maybe. I don't think they still have this anymore. Maybe they do, I don't know. But it looks like it says TGI and then the F. It kind of looks like an A too, but it looks like an F to me from this direction right here. So TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Do you remember that? It's not Friday as I'm doing this, but this is coming out on Friday. So, it makes sense. You know, we're getting to the end of the week. Thank goodness. I have a Friendsgiving thing I'm doing. So I've been getting the house ready slowly for the last few days. But we have that crab. That crabby person. We have a person on a horse. We have another person right here. Here's the person. Here's the horse. And then there's a person sitting up here. Kind of going after this person. I feel like there was a significant loss. I feel that you've heard this probably before, that you weren't the same after. And I feel that there's somebody in your life who's really continued to like kind of chase you. Not chase you in a weird or bad way, although we did talk about that person at the beginning. This is not the same person. This is like a brother. This is like, you know, an auntie. This is like maybe a spouse or a good friend. But they have not given up after you've had this like terrible loss. And I can feel the sorrow, like being doubled over by grief. If you've ever gone through intense grief, you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. You know, like you are suddenly taken by a tsunami and you find yourself way out at sea and there is no help. There's no way to get out of it. And all you do is you keep fighting to stay on top so you don't succumb to it. And yet the reality is, the more you fight it, the worse it's going to be. The more destructive it can become. And so I know, and I'm not one to just like letting things happen. That's hard. But when we are in grief, sometimes we have to really lean into it. And people don't always understand that. From the outside, it probably looks pretty terrible, right? But for you, you know, and you have known that you have had to do this. Maybe isolate yourself, maybe, you know, move your whole life away. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Change your whole personality or got, you know, whatever. Got rid of all of the friends that you had and now you're making new ones or whatever it is. You've done what you had to do. If anybody understands that or not, it doesn't matter. But you do have somebody who has not given up. They have not given up. They have followed you through the whole thing. Okay? And there's a lot of love there. And I feel like you love this person as well, very dearly. I do not think it's romantic. Or, you know, if it is like a spouse, I don't feel like there's like a romantic love right now. It doesn't mean that there won't be in the future. I feel like for you, you are in a place where you want to be with yourself and do this interior work that you've been doing. And I think that's where you're finding your healing, you know. I don't think that you are like trying to force this person away from you or by any means, but I do feel that it will be a long time before you become social again in a greater sense. if you ever do at all. Listen, once you realize you don't have to be social, why would you ever go back? Okay, we have the Sacred Heart right here. You can see right there, which is the heart and the flames. It seems that we have the angel up here. Where is she? Right there. Oops, we have the angel right here over the Sacred Heart. And we have a person meditating right here. I can't get over the feeling that you feel so separate from the world. Like, I feel like you feel like an alien, which I get. So do I. My sister, I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to share this, sis, but my sister, she has like that Rh negative blood. So she's probably like legit an alien. And she is also a September Virgo. So I think all of us Virgos, although we're like way more terrestrial than most people, we still feel like aliens among the crowd, right? And so I feel like you've really just kind of gone into our like hermit archetype, and I feel like that's where you are comfortable. If you are doing the work and doing it without anybody witnessing you, it's so much not easier, but it feels more authentic, right? For you. You're not somebody who wants to perform for people. Not in this way. And so I feel you just honestly really, really kind of leaning into your solitude, into your healing, into your self-work. And it feels like freedom because you can do it without any shame. There's no guilt here. If you're crying, if you're screaming, if you're, throwing dishes at the wall in grief, in anger because of grief or whatever, it doesn't matter. Nobody's watching. And you're purging. And you are processing. And you are integrating. And you are rising. You are rising, Virgo. Now, I do feel that there will be a new home soon. Okay? The Sacred Heart is a symbol of agape, right? Love between a human person, you, and the divine, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is for you. The agape is a state of love being experienced between the two. Okay, so you can think of the saints, of the Sufis, of the Jainists, of the the devotees of Shiva is a good one. I feel like it's almost like you have this deep and great love. And where you have been, it doesn't feel like it is big enough anymore. Or it's not right anymore. So I do see you finding a new place to dwell. Now, it could be that this is literally your physical home, or this could be the interior, right? This could be your interior temple. Maybe you are somebody who is doing the temple building exercises. Now, this could also be work. This could also be your friendships, your family, whatever feels like home, right? Wherever you are, who you are with, that feels like home, it doesn't really feel like home anymore. Not in the way that it used to. And so I do see that there's going to be this movement, okay? Moving. Now, we have broccoli. We have two people kind of dancing together. It also looks like it's the letter T and then a heart. We have 6, 7. Sorry. Ooh, that's pretty. We have like a little, it reminds me of like a little, what are those called? Like a honey glider, or like one of these kind of nocturnal marsupial type critters. And then the number 7 again. 7 is really important for us this week. And as I said, 7 is important for me. But this week in particular, 3 and 7 have really been standing out to me. So I do feel like there's a real sense of kind of moving towards a nightside lifestyle. But I don't think that that's going to work out as well as we'd like it to. I think that, it's kind of maybe more in your nature to be a up all night type of person. But I don't see it being something that is like conducive to your lifestyle right now. Okay. So I do feel like it's a failed attempt to being a stay up late. But it's the early morning hours for you. I feel like often you are meeting the day with a head full of dreams and visions. And I wonder if maybe adding in a little bit of journaling or like making lists of some of these thoughts just so you can put them somewhere. It doesn't feel negative. It just feels busy. Like you're waking up busy, which, can burn you out pretty quickly. So I would say maybe really focusing on your sleeping routine, making sure that you're doing it in a way that works for you, whatever that looks like. I used to be like I need 10 hours type of girl. Now I do about 6 hours. Anything more than that, I start to get like stiff, I guess, my muscles. So I've been doing about 6 hours. Some days though I'll sleep longer. I slept for like 8 or 9 hours this weekend, like over the weekend, and I was like, whoa, this felt weird. I was very disoriented when I woke up. But yeah, sometimes we just need to adjust those aspects of our life to kind of find where we're at now, and that's okay. That's, we're human beings. We're always changing. Let's do our lucky numbers. 47, 91, 47, 91, 32. 32. All right. Well, Virgo, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you for being here with me. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, again, I'm going to tell you I love you. I love you. I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk soon. And good night.